really sad for the people that lost their houses. It's devastating.
The concept of any animal burning is just almost too much to bear.
All day we've seen cars leaving this area loaded with belongings. Some residents said that they're concerned about being boxed in by the fire.
Today is one of the most critical fire days that I've seen this season. The prediction is almost like an ultra red flag warning.
About 10 minutes ago, it just started to pour. We have seen lightning strike in all directions, multiple lightning strikes.
We live in this community and we've raised our kids in this community, and we want to see the community to still be here, so we're doing what we can.
The best response is be prepared, and if you've been called to evacuate, please do so.
And this time I just said to heck with it. I'm just going to get out, make sure everybody's safe. Went door to door and told them you ought to get ready to evacuate.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the special edition of the News Hour. Tonight, we will share with you the top stories around the state, but we will also give you an opportunity to share as well.
Our focus tonight is wildfire relief at a time when our neighbors are experiencing some of the worst times of their lives.
There are many groups already pitching in to help, and their resources are strained by so much need.
So tonight, we're going to show you some simple ways that you can help through the Red Cross, which is partnering with us and spearheading much of the relief effort. So before we go any further,
here are some ways you can help, and it's really very simple. It's right at your fingertips. Online, redcross.org/AK/Anchorage. You can also text AK Fire to 41444. You can mail or drop off a donation in person during business hours at 235 East 8th Avenue, Suite 200, Anchorage, 99501. Plus, you can stop by any Wells Fargo location. You can see the account number on your screen. And now the ATMs are also programmed to accept those donations there. All this information is also at KTUU.com, but make sure you specify your donation is for Alaska Wildlife Relief.
And sometimes, times like these, it's a good time to express yourself. So if you'd like to join the conversation, use the hashtag Sockeye Fire, Card Street Fire, or AK Fire. We'll be monitoring those hashtags during the show this evening, and we will share some of your comments. And now a quick update on those fires that's causing so much destruction to the north and to the south.
Channel 2's Adam Pinsker is live at the Sockeye Fire Shelter at Houston Middle School. But first we go to the Sterling Shelter, where Nikki Carvajal is standing by to give us the latest information on the Card Street Fire, considered now the #1 priority fire in the nation. Nikki.
Hey, Nikki.
Well, Steve and Maria, despite over tripling in size to over 9,000 acres overnight, many of the people who were told to leave their residences are now being told that they can go back home. The evacuation order has been lifted in the area north of Kenai Keys, but as of right now, the area along the road is still under evacuation while crews try and put out hot spots. Despite being able to return home, the evacuation shelter here at the Sterling Community Center is still kind of the epicenter of information about the fires. At a 12:30 press conference, the Division of Forestry said that now that homes appear to be out of danger, they're going to focus on the north edge of the fire and making sure it doesn't jump the Sterling Highway. But they say that the fire itself isn't going to be out anytime soon.
I think rain's going to put the fire out. It usually does when it gets this big. I don't want to make any bold statements that we're going to put this fire completely out now that it's over 9,000 acres.
Now, so far, 11 structures have been destroyed by the fire, but we're not sure if those are full-time residential homes. Incident command is now in the hands of a team from Washington State. Now, the Division of Forestry will be holding another meeting tomorrow to let residents know about the fire's progress. Live in Sterling, Nikki Carvajal, Channel 2 News.
Thanks, Nikki. We'll be checking in just a bit with you. And another big fire that's hot on everyone's radar right now. The Sockeye Fire is burning north of Anchorage near Willow.
We are joined now by Channel 2's Adam Pinsker, who is live in Houston to give us an update on the Sockeye Fire. Adam?
Well, Steve and Maria, the Sockeye Fire has decreased in acreage by 500. That is due to some remapping that took out the Willow Creek area from the fire zone. So the Sockeye Fire now stands at 7,000 acres, and officials say that that this fire now, they have about 500 people working on this fire. They so far have said that 26 homes have been burned out of 132 structures in the affected area. They're also concerned about the potential for wind and lightning from a storm coming off the Talkeetna Mountains, as was the case a couple days ago when that sparked some fires off Montana Creek. And Incident Commander Tom Kurth says that the fire so far is being cooperative.
All right, thanks, Adam. So now you can see why we're here tonight and why we were partnering with the American Red Cross of Alaska to help raise awareness while helping to raise funds.
Rebecca Paulsha joins us now with Julie Reich from the Red Cross of Alaska. Rebecca?
Well, Julie is the Chief Development Officer for Red Cross in Alaska, so she sees firsthand how these major disasters affect the people along with the emergency resources. Julie, how hard do these hit Alaska and the Red Cross, these kind of disasters?
Well, we haven't had a disaster in some time, so we've been experiencing a wonderful blue sky environment, so to speak. But these recent fires are kind of hit us unexpectedly, but we were prepared for them, and we put up 2 shelters immediately once we knew what we were looking at.
How many resources have you already spent, and what do you have out there right now?
Right now, we do have the 2 shelters open and about 40 volunteers, and they're helping with everything. We also have several partner agencies that are helping us with the items that we need for the folks in the shelter, as well as people partnering with us to help feed them.
Now, when someone thinks they've lost their home or when they're evacuated, what should they expect? Do they go right to you guys and ask for help? What's the pattern for them?
Absolutely. They would. That's the first thing that they would do. They want to contact the Red Cross, and certainly we're sending out the messages everywhere where they should go to, but we'll direct them right to the shelters.
And so if people want to donate, what do they do and what should they donate?
Yes, right now, really, we're looking for financial donations for 2 reasons. Because we're trying to meet the needs of so many different type of people in our shelters. But secondly, also, we're trying to start recovery now for the people who will be learning that they've lost their homes. And so we'll need to start getting them new housing, new items for them to restart over. So right now, financial donations are what are most important.
What do your services mean to people that you help? I can imagine this must be a pretty uncertain and scary time for a lot of people.
Absolutely. I mean, besides the food and the clothing and the shelter, we are also out there to provide emotional support for people whose lives have just been turned upside down within just a few days. So it's a comprehensive support that we provide.
It's definitely a lot of help, and a lot of help still needed. Thank you so much, Julie.
You're welcome.
Steve and Maria, back to you guys.
All right, Rebecca, thanks very much. As we said at the top of the program, the Card Fire tripled in size last night. It has now consumed 9,000 acres of the Kenai Peninsula.
And despite the rapid growth, there was some good news for the residents today. That fire, the evacuation of Sterling was partially lifted. It affects subdivisions located from the Feuding Lane and Kenai Keys intersection north to the Sterling Highway.
However, Kenai Keys south to the Kenai River remains under evacuation status. Channel 2's Lacey Lichlighter reports evacuees are feeling a little more relief tonight.
Many people left their homes on Monday and haven't returned. Today, we talked to some people who didn't leave when the evacuation order came.
Everything around here burnt, so it's kind of like a little oasis of green now.
Off Feuding Lane, green in the midst of black and gray.
Just missed that by seconds.
When the fire was at its hottest, Tom Sindorf, his son, and neighbors stayed behind the evacuation notice.
We didn't even really get the big flames on film because we were too busy, you know what I mean?
It was a close call.
That's the worst. Time to go.
But now, with these homes intact, Sindorf's glad he stayed behind.
I think these houses would have burnt. Who knows? It was bad.
Next door, the house burnt to the ground. Firefighters say the homeowner lives out of town. Watching the firefighters has inspired local Duncan Donham to become a firefighter himself.
They've helped us with a lot of stuff in the past, so I'd figure I'd help them right now in the future.
Shunadachi has been living out of his car and in the Sterling shelter. But he's grateful that his house was saved.
We're hoping with the airplane coming, they finally came. They said, yes, like this.
Adachi, Sindorf, and other neighbors hope the worst is over and the excitement and the fire die down soon. The fire officials and the borough emergency asked that people stay out of the areas that remain under evacuation. However, under Alaska state law, someone who is a homeowner can't be forced to leave even if there is an evacuation.
All right, Lacey Lichlighter reporting from the Kenai Peninsula tonight. Thanks very much.
Once again, here's a quick look at some easy ways you can help. We mean easy. It's right at your fingertips. redcross.org/AK/Anchorage. You can also text AK Fire to 41444. There's 41444. You can email, you can mail, or you can drop off a donation in person at the 8th Avenue location of the Red Cross. Plus, you can stop by any Wells Fargo location. In fact, they've set up their ATMs there to accept donations. All this information is on KTUU.com. We do want to remind you, however, to make sure you specify the donations for the Alaska Wildlife Relief. We are told by the Red Cross that will be kept. It would be used here.
Right, everything stays here.
For that reason, yes.
That's right.
Specify it.
Thanks for your help in advance.